Okay, so today we're going to be working on our legs. I'm talking the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the calves. So we're going to be working using dumbbells and a barbell. I'm going to be using a rack as well, but I've also provided alternatives for those of you guys out there that don't have access to a rack. You know, you're working from home and you have a barbell and, you know, some dumbbells. You can go ahead and try this. Just make sure to increase the rep counts because this workout is targeted towards building strength and size, or just, you know, general muscle building. Just make sure you're using progressive overload throughout this entire routine. I'm talking increasing the weight load or the rep count, you know, as you get stronger. So weekly, monthly, you know, every set, you know, basically trying to progressively, you know, overload your muscles so they grow. Okay, so get ready to work with this one right here. Make sure you guys got your water. It's going to be an intense session. Leg workouts always tend to be the toughest. Let's crush this, y'all. Okay, here we go. So we got 5 different exercises. You're going to need dumbbells, a barbell, a bench and rack are both optional. 1 to 2 minute rest time maximum. For warm-ups, we've got some air squats for 20 reps. Then we got 30 repetitions of jumping jacks. This one's great to get your heart rate going, you know, get your body going, get your muscles all warmed up and ready to go. And then next up, we got 15 reps of, you know, some kickbacks. So some hamstring leg extensions essentially. So 15 reps, both legs. Finally, we're going to stretch out those hamstrings, those inner adductors and outer adductors. So we're gonna do 30 reps of side to side lunges right here. So 15 each side. All right, to kick things off, we're gonna start with the barbell squat, 5 sets, 10 repetitions each. So for this one right here, it's a power move, so it requires a lot of concentration and, you know, correctly completing the workout. So make sure that you're doing this one correctly and you're focused the whole way through, especially if you're going to be pushing a lot of weight. I'm sure you can also see that I'm doing this using a rack. So I'm doing this because when you're pushing a lot of weights, doing the barbell squats, you definitely need to have a platform, you know, to have your weights already elevated. But if you don't have a rack, here's an alternative that you guys can do. So with this one, you're going to have to pick up the weight each time and throw it over your shoulders and then complete the squat. But you can't push, you know, serious weight with this. Like, you can only push up to a certain limit. But if you're not pushing a lot of weight currently, then it doesn't matter. You can go ahead and do it without the platform. All right, here's a few instructions to note when completing the squat. You want to squat until your butt is below your knee level each time. That's the goal, that's the aim. You also want to push with explosive force from your heels as soon as you reach your lowest point. So maintain a straight and neutral spine or back throughout as well, because that's very important. That way you don't hurt yourself, because you can really hurt yourself with these compound movements, you know, that put a lot of weight on your lower back. At number 2, we've got one of the most deadliest leg exercises ever. And I don't know, this is arguably, so like a lot of people might have different opinions, but I think it is. Barbell forward lunges. So we're going to be doing 4 sets of this, 6 reps per leg. So 12 reps in total. You don't necessarily need a platform for this, but just like the last exercise, as you start to get to the heavier weight loads, it's easier to have the weights already at a high point before you pick it up. The alternative for this is pretty much the same thing. So you're just lunging forward just like you are with the heavier weights. The only difference with this one is you have to get the weight over your shoulders just like the last exercise. And then, you know, you start your lunge. But with this one, you can only push, you know, a limited amount of weight as well. So make sure you know, keep that in mind when working without a platform. So some instructions for completing this correctly. You want to lunge forward to form a 90-degree angle each time. Do not lunge too far or you might hurt yourself. Push back with the forward foot to get back to the starting position each time as well. That's how you get back there. The force that you need, you'll get from that. Also, you want to maintain a straight or a neutral spine or back throughout the entire movement. Up next, we have some work with the dumbbells, so some RDLs, 3 sets, 12 repetitions. This is one of my favorite moves for hitting all parts of my back, you know, because it hits your upper back as well as your hamstrings, your glutes, so everything on your back sides, all the way down to your calves. So some instructions for this one: you want to tense your back and keep it straight or neutral throughout. So all the way throughout, you have to keep your back pretty much flexed. Also, as you lower the dumbbells, you want to push your butt backwards, you know, as you do so. That way you really get your hamstrings stretched out. Keep your head pointed up and hold the dumbbells firmly as well. Do not lift with your arms. Make sure the power is coming from your lower body. Okay, so next up, we're training our calves. So with some standing calf raises, elevated. 3 sets, 15 repetitions. So I'm using some plates to elevate my toes right here. You can do the same thing using a plank, some piece of wood, something that can just help you get that elevation on your calves. I also like to push a lot of weight with my calves, so I try to do it with a Smith machine or, a calf raise machine of some kind. If you don't have a Smith machine to work with, what you can do is lower the weight load and just do it without the Smith machine essentially. With this method, you're also going to struggle with balancing a lot. So instructions to follow: you want to elevate your feet with anything you've got, even if you don't have plates. Do not rush through it. Balance is very, very important, and you want to aim to hold your calf muscles up there for about 1 to 2 seconds. It might be a little tougher without the platform, like I said, because of balance, but do your best to get 1 to 2 seconds of hold time up there. The final move in this routine will be hitting the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and the calves. So 3 sets, 10 repetitions of some barbell hip thrusts. I love barbell hip thrusts because, they really put your glutes to work. Your hamstrings, gets recruited a lot with this workout right here. As for tips on correctly completing this one, you want to keep the weight at the top of your thigh with both hands. So use your hands to push it so it doesn't roll downwards, and crush your head. So you also want to lift with explosive force until your midsection is pretty much straight. Finally, it's extremely important that you flex your glutes and your hamstrings for about 1 to 2 seconds at the top before releasing the weight load. So that's pretty much everything we've got for this video right here. This workout is complete once you're done with the hip thrust. So if you enjoy the video, you know what to do already. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on notifications to be notified whenever I drop brand new videos. But I will catch you guys in my next video. It's Tommy with Midas MVMT, and I'm out, y'all.